All right. If everybody could grab their chairs, that'd be great. We'll get her going here. Just 1 second.
Just a heads up, folks, if we lose the stream, we will reconnect as soon as possible, so just log back in, same way you got here. We'll be back up and running.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Sackville Flyers Banquet. All right, the first thing we're going to need you to do is follow me. Flyers, 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 Flyers. Oh, come on, the U11s were way louder. Let's try again. Flyers, 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 Flyers. Okay, that's enough, thanks. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Lenny Zappi. I'll be your MC for this evening. Yeah, thanks. Appreciate that, buddy. All right, there you go. Okay, I'll give you that $10 later. The first thing I'd like to do is recognize our sponsors, Raymar Homes for donating all the drinks that we have here this evening, Domino's for a great discount on pizza. We should be smelling that pizza coming in right about now. Okay, that means you come in the door, sir, from Domino's. Yeah! Hey! I love it when a plan comes together. We'd also like to thank Joseph Howe Superstore for the $200 that we used towards desserts and snacks. Thank you. Thank you. And we'd also like to thank the Beaverbank Kingsack Community Center for being such great hosts. So tonight, kind of the order of operations is we're going to have a word from our president here momentarily. Then we're going to go into the awards for all the following teams in this order. We're going to have U13 AAA Flyers, the U13C Sackville Leafs, the U13 AAA Flyers, at which point we'll also be presenting a major award shortly thereafter. Then it'll be the U13C Leafs, Sackville Canadians, followed by the U13B Flyers, the U13A Flyers, the U13C Sackville Bruins, and at that point the banquet will end. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce Sackville Minor Hockey Association's president, Rob Nurnberg.
Thanks, Lenny. Appreciate it. Before we get started, I would really like to acknowledge all of the hard work and time that's gone into putting our event this evening on. So I'd like to thank Melissa Price for taking the lead with our committee for the banquet again this year, and all of the other volunteers that are here this evening, and a lot were here last night as well. Can I have all the volunteers that have been helping out with the event, please wave your hands in the air like you don't care. Wave them, let's see them. Helen, come on out from the back. Okay, Helen's in the back, Morgan's in the back. Without everything that they've done, this event wouldn't be possible, so thank you so much to all of our volunteers that make this possible for us as an association. Welcome, Flyers, to our 2024-2025 year-end banquet. This time of year is always bittersweet. I hate to see our seasons come to an end, but on the other hand, it gives us an opportunity to celebrate our successes over the past year. So much, incredible things come from our seasons every year. The friendships that we make, often from year to year. We don't have the same players on a particular team. We get to meet new friends, create new relationships, learn a lot of valuable life lessons as young adults. As we get a little bit older and move into our adulthood as well. Incredible memories, no question. We learn how to deal with adversity, right? Not everything always goes our way. There's so many things that we can take away from this season, and it's a great opportunity for us to kind of look back on our season that we've had and look at all of our the successes that we've had, and again on the obstacles that we were able to overcome, and most importantly the friendships, the life lessons that we've learned, and the incredible coaching that all of you as players have had with your teams this year. So I'd like to take a moment just to quickly as well thank the executive and board at Sackville Minor Hockey Association for all of the hard work, time, and dedication that they put in to make our season possible each year. Again, without the dedication of all of our volunteers, again, this wouldn't be possible. The volunteers that are involved with our association, from administrators, board, coaches, team staff, there's so much that goes on behind in the background that we don't see. I use the analogy that it's very much like an iceberg. If any of us have ever seen an iceberg before, if you've seen a picture of one, the bottom underneath the water is typically about 10 times, if not larger, than what we see sticking out of the water. So all of that underneath the water that we don't see, that's everything that all of our volunteers do behind the scenes to make our season a successful one. And then it's only the small little bit that sticks out of the water that we see, which is the result of what we have. So my ask for the players, if I could have the conversations maybe come down a little bit as well. One thing we learn in hockey is respect. So when somebody's up here speaking, I'm going to ask the players not to have their own conversation separately as well, please. So we'll show the speakers this evening respect as the teams go through as well. Again, I will ask that the players, please, when you have the opportunity to, if you haven't done so already, whether it's here this evening or maybe after the fact later on, please thank your coaches and thank all of the team staff that helped make your season a reality as well. It speaks to your character, and that's one thing that we're trying to do here in Sackville Minor, is not develop great hockey players, but most importantly, and more important than that, great individuals that are going to be contributors to our society later down the road. And I'd like to see everyone in this room eventually take a leadership role in our community as well. All right. So on that note, I am going to speak quickly about a major undertaking that we've been taking on over, really started 5 years ago, but for myself personally, kind of picked up the reins 2 years ago and put a communication out to our membership that I would be putting a call out for expressions of interest to be on a Craft Hockey Bill committee. That committee's been together for a little bit over a year, and there's been an incredible amount of work that's gone on behind the scenes. Out of thousands of communities across the country, Sackville is a Final Four finalist for Craft Hockey Bill 2025, which is absolutely incredible. And everybody in this room, as a member of Sackville Minor Hockey Association, is part of history. That's never been accomplished before in our community, so it's an incredible accomplishment for us as a community to be a Final Four. This may be a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for us as well as a community as well. So I'm encouraging all of the adults in the room to take Friday off from work and spend the day voting for the Sackville Arena. And as well on Saturday, we're going to be set up at the arena all night long. We're going to have a bit of a vote-a-thon, we'll call it. So we'll be there around the clock from Friday a.m. Voting starts at 10 a.m. Friday morning, and voting will run through until 6 p.m. Saturday evening. Sportsnet will be joining us with their production crew, and one of their TV personalities will be there with us as well for the announcement of the winner for Craft Hockey Bill 2025, which will be announced after the first NHL game Saturday evening live. And we're going to have quite a production set up at the arena, so I encourage everyone to please attend. The more there, the better. We're going to have a massive screen out on the ice for viewing from the bleachers of the game and the announcements, as we'll have quite a setup upstairs in the mezz as well. So I'm looking forward to having everyone there. And again, I can't ask and stress enough for anyone over the age of 14, do your community a favor. Again, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for us in our community. So please, take Friday off work, call in sick if you have to, vote. You can vote as many times as you possibly can. You just have one email address, and then you can constantly vote. And that's going to determine the winner. So the community of the 4 remaining that have the highest number of votes will be the winner of the competition. And by winning, we will receive $250,000 that we can put back into our arena to make a better place for yourselves to play the great game. And also the bonus is we'll have the ability to host an NHL preseason game. Wouldn't that be something? Right? All right, so let's make that happen, Sackville, and let's bring Craft Hockey Bill back where it belongs, okay? All right, so on that note, I'm going to turn the floor back over to Lenny, and we'll get things rolling.
Thank you, Rob. Before we get going, we'd just like to give a quick explanation of some of the major awards that we're handing out this evening. Most sportsmanlike player. A player who consistently respects their peers, competitors, coaches, and officials. Heart and hustle. A player who demonstrates passion for the game. For the game of hockey, and best embodies the values, spirit, and traditions of the game. Most valuable player. A player who has significantly contributed to his or her team's success. Most improved player. A player who dedicated themselves to working hard to becoming the best player he or she can be. And our Peaks Performer, the Andrew Pico Teammate of the Year Award. A player who brings an inspiring work ethic and team focus to their play. These are the awards that each of these teams will be handing out this evening. I'm about to call up the first team. I do have to I'd be remiss without mentioning Mr. Harvey. Hi there. Gentleman that's doing our live stream, thank you very, very much. Let's hear it. I'd also like to say that we have several teams here this evening. We have a very limited amount of time considering there's a second banquet coming after. So coaches, we need to limit this as best as possible and try and stay under about 8 minutes each. Thank you. First up, we have the U13 AAA Flyers. No, players. Sorry, my fault. I forgot an instruction. The coaches are going to come up first, and then you guys are going to come over here in just a couple seconds. Sound good, players? All right. Yeah. And if you have a phone to get pictures, Melissa's going to take them right over here, please. One of the highlights this year was Jackson Coughlin winning the Joe Shootout.
First of all, I want to thank our 13 AAA Flyers. You know what? It was a really fun season. It wasn't the winning season we were hoping for, but in the end, you know what? We had made a lot of great memories, lots of great friendships. You know, the kids developed a lot throughout the season, and they battled really hard right to the very end. For our first practice in the dressing room, it's almost like these kids knew each other for years. A lot of them were almost best friends. You know what? That was contagious throughout the season. Within the dressing room and on the ice and on the bench, you know, there was lots of laughter happened all the time. It's almost like they were best friends for years, you know what? And the ironic thing is, like, you make these friendships throughout the years, and you run into people throughout the years. But years ago, I played in a different division. Same year, turns out me and Rob Nuremberg know a lot of people through hockey. And it's just the same thing you guys are going to happen with yourselves, okay, as you get older. As I said, it wasn't the winning season we were hoping for. We started off pretty slow, came along throughout the season. Around Christmas time, you know, we played a few exhibition games. We started hitting a little bit of groove. We started hitting some W's, then we started getting back into our season play. Got ourselves into the playoffs. We started getting going pretty good, and you know, unfortunately, with a few ties and stuff like that, just didn't give us enough points. We missed out playing the semis by 1 point. But you know what, the kids played hard, they played strong to try to get there, they did a great job. We're all really proud of you guys, so hold your heads up high, guys. Good job. First, I want to thank our volunteers. To start off for sure, we definitely got to thank Natalie LaFleche. Those of you guys who don't know Natalie, she's definitely one of the best team managers and volunteers in Sackville Minor. Hopefully Ed Soper's not watching this right now because we know Ed's a great guy as well. But Natalie, you know what, she puts day in, day out, every day, every hour, every part of the week, she's putting every part of the effort into our team. She's making sure everything's running smoothly. She's on top of everything, just making sure there's no any kind of issues. She's going to the rinks early if we're on a road trip, making sure there's no issues when we get to the rink and stuff like that. So you know what, thank you, Natalie, for everything you do. It's definitely appreciated. Thank you to my coaches, Kyle, Mark, Mel, and Dave, who can't be here for when he was here helping us. I want to thank all our other volunteers, especially Jeff Price. You know what, did a great job streaming this year. And as Lenny also said, thank you as well to Ben Harvey there, working on the stream. Yeah, keep it going. And also to our other volunteers working on 50-50 and stuff like that. We definitely appreciate everything else you do, our safety coordinator, and our fundraising, everything like that. And finally, I just want to thank, members of our executive, Rob, Brad, Kim, and everybody else who's on it. A lot of times you guys are volunteers, and a lot of the stuff you guys do goes unappreciated. Just want to say thank you for everything you guys do for us. Okay. So on to our awards. Yeah, you guys all come up. Okay, for our most sportsmanlike player, this year it goes to Brenton McDonald. For our Heart and Hustle Award, this guy every game, every practice, whether it's like on the bench, in between the intermissions after the coaches talk or before the game, screaming out, the starting lineup. This guy gave lots of energy to the team, lots of heart. This goes to Kane Anderson. This year, our most valuable player, he's one of the smallest guys, but I'll tell you, this guy's battles all the time. Jackson Cogley. Most improved player. I had the honor of coaching this guy last year as well. But I'd say seeing him the way from he started till the end of this year, there's definitely a huge improvement in that. Would be Dominic Buckland. This one goes to the Peaks Performer, the Andrew Piquet Teammate of the Year Award. I said this guy is always full of battle. He's always giving it out there. He's full of heart, and I'll tell you, he never gets up. He's always the guy getting beat up, getting thrown back down, getting back up again. Big spot goal.
All right, let's hear it for the U13 AAA Flyers. Up next, we have the U13C Sackville Leafs. Strong growth as individuals and as a team. Coaches for the Leafs, come on up. I don't know why I said U11. I read whatever I write down, right? Okay, sorry, U13. Isn't my son on your team?
This will be short and sweet. I'd like to thank all the coaches that helped out this year, and my team manager, and also all my volunteers. The kids had a good season. They met a lot. They had made a lot of new friends. We had a strong start to the season, and then we moved on. We won a tournament, finished second in a tournament. Unfortunately, the kids didn't get the outcome they were hoping for at the end in the gold division. We lost a tight game to the Canadians, and congratulations to you guys on your gold division. That's about all I have to say. Let's move on.
All right, Leafs, come on up.
Squeeze in, guys. Yeah. All right, we'll start off with the first award here, most sportsmanlike player. This player definitely shows sportsmanship to his teammates and competitors on and off the ice. Gavin Gallant. The next award, Heart and Hustle. This player, no one realizes how much effort he puts into all of his practices and games. He has a lot of heart. He'll even throw his body in front of the puck anytime he can. Declan Pereira. Most valuable player. I'm pretty sure everybody on our team knows who deserves this. He works the hardest of us all. He takes every loss to heart. Cole Powell. Most improved player. This player, from the start of the season to the end of the season, you wouldn't recognize the effort he puts out on the ice. Unfortunately, he's not here tonight. Sydney. Peaks performer. This player has, in my mind, he's advanced a lot this season. He's worked hard every practice, every game to get much better every time he sets foot on that ice. Peaks performer goes to Finley Fleming. Thank you, everyone.
All right, let's hear it for the U13C Leafs. Okay, I have a quick little announcement. Anybody that wants extra pizza, because there is some, just put up your hand and somebody will bring it to you. Okay, just this table over here. A couple of stragglers here and there. Okay, be patient. I think they got you now. Here, they're on their way. Once again, I'd like to recognize our sponsors, Raymar Homes, Domino's, Joseph Howell Superstore, Beaver Bank, King Sack Community Center. Thanks very kindly for all of your generous donations. Okay, up next, we have the U13 AAA Flyers. Coaches, come on down.
First off, I want to start off saying thank you. This is my first year as a head coach in Sackville, and it would not have went as smoothly as it did without our great manager, Melissa Burkman. She was awesome. Also helped with fundraising from Kate Dufour and 50/50 with Heather Doucette, who are here in the back as well. So thank you very much for both of you. There's also lots of other help as well, but I could be here all day if I wanted to thank everyone. So thank you for everyone that was involved. It really meant a lot to me, and I know it meant a lot to the players as well. Couple highlights from our year this year. We started over in Summerside at the Ed McNeil tournament, where our goalies won the fastest skater. So Colson and Zach, shout out to you guys. We went on up to Quebec for a week, where we started off a tournament with a game against a team from France. We ended up beating them, and then we lost the next day. But overall, we played a team from France, we played a team from New York, and the pin trading, I know, is something that these guys will remember forever, and enjoyed it as well. So it was a great week, and from the start of the year to the finish, everyone continued to get better, and there was continuous improvement. So I know we didn't make provincials, and it might not have been the end, but overall, it was a great year, and I know we are all proud of you as coaches, and you should hold your heads high, because you definitely made Sackville proud. Before I get to the awards, I just want to shout out the U13B team. I know you're playing in the provincial finals on the weekend. Good luck with that. Make sure you bring that banner home. And then my final thank you is to these two. It was both their first years coaching, and they did a fantastic job. It wouldn't have been the same year without them. They were both great, and Sackville gained two terrific coaches that I hope are around for a long time. So thank you to both of you up here. And now on to the awards. First, we have most sportsmanlike. So this goes to a player that led by example all year. Through and through, he was respectful to all his teammates throughout the year, and even when we were going out for warm-up, he would not leave unless everyone was all out there. So the award goes to Jacob Brewer. Next up for Heart and Hustle. So this player always gives a great effort. Sometimes we did have to dial it back a little bit for him, but that's okay. You can't teach that. So that's something we wanted to keep going, and we relied on him a lot throughout the whole year. So this goes to Landon Harvard. For most valuable, this is a leader on and off the ice and someone that we relied on heavily all year. He was great with his teammates and everyone looked up to him, including opponents at times. Our most valuable player is Liam Dufour. Our most improved player, this goes to a player that came into tryouts who worked extremely hard and got better every day. He left everything out there and is someone towards the end of the year that we relied on heavily as well. The most improved player this year is Kyle Doucette. And then our peak performer, this is a player that always gives his best effort. While he may not be the biggest player, he's a great teammate and always leaves everything out there. So this year our peak performer is Mason Berkman.
Okay, let's hear it for the AAA Flyers. Once again, thank you to Raymar Homes, Domino's, Joseph Howe, Atlantic Superstore, and Beaverbank Kinsack Community Center. At this time, I would like to once again introduce our president, Mr. Rob Nurnberg.
Hey, congratulations to all the teams that have been up so far. Well done. Excellent seasons. So at this time, we're going to present one of our major awards here in the association as well. So this one is the James Shepard Award, named after a former and always will be a Sackville Flyer. James went on to an NHL career and played 394 NHL games and was drafted in the first round by the Minnesota Wild. An incredible accomplishment, and certainly we're so happy to have James back home in our community where you belong, James, so you're not allowed to move anywhere. So make sure you stay with us. So, obviously James had a huge impact on our association, an incredible role model for all of our young athletes, certainly to look up to as well. And it's an absolute honor for me to have James here with us this evening. And on that note, when you make it that big, they call you Mr., right, James? So I'm going to ask Mr. James Shepard, please to join me.
Hi everyone, and congrats to all the players and the coaches and everyone that's here. Playing hockey is obviously the best sport in the world, but it takes a lot of commitment, a lot of time. And when I was a young kid like you, I didn't really understand that. So appreciate it, and parents, they will when they're older, that's for sure. This award is, it's very special to me. I grew up right around the corner from Grant Thomas, who was one of the best coaches in this room right now, I'm sure. I love Sackville, and to have an award here named after me is very important. And it's great to see all the kids who play hockey, who want to play, and just how you interact with your teammates, and just how you love it. You know, that's the biggest part of the game. If I have any advice, I guess it would be, you know, stay humble and lean on your teammates and let them lean on you. The biggest thing for me was, you know, going out and playing hockey and getting older and things like that. It's tough, but I loved having teammates, and then the teammates I had that were close together and had a lot of fun. Those are the years that we won. I remember one of the coaches saying how much fun you guys had, and that's the biggest thing. When you see teams that are winning, they have fun, and that's huge, and that's something that you'll never forget. Okay, on to the award. So this award goes to a kid. I've actually never seen him play, but I saw a couple clips, and he had a couple really good sellies, so that was really interesting to see. I know he's a strong, skilled, and smart player. He scored more than 2 points a game, and he has unselfish habits throughout the whole time. He makes his teammates better, and they look up to him. He's well-liked around the league, and he tries his best on and off the ice, at school and at hockey. And like we said, that is kind of part of the award. You know, it's a lot of hockey, but it's a lot of just being a good dude, and not that I'm a great dude, well, I kind of am. But just treating everyone the same. I've played with a lot of really good players, Sidney Crosby, Joe Thornton, Brent. There's a lot of guys that I played with, and the biggest thing is that they treat everyone the same, and they treat them just like their family, like their friends. Sorry, and that's huge, and I know this player has that quality. I'm very proud to announce the recipient this year goes to Liam Dufresne.
Thanks, James. Appreciate that. We'll see you here same time, same place next year. And I'm going to talk to you about Craft Hockey Bill later too, by the way. Liam, buddy, listen, congratulations. I can't think of a more deserving candidate for the award. Super proud of you, buddy. Liam, I'll talk to you. I'm just kidding. Anyway, soak it all up. But anyway, I'm really proud of you. I can't think of anybody who deserves it more. Congrats, buddy. On that note, I'm going to turn the floor back over to Lenny.
Congratulations, Liam. Thank you, Mr. Shepard. Okay, up next, we've got the U13C Canadians. They brought home the Claire Digby Tournament banner earlier in the season, made a steady arc of improvement, and won the Metro Minor Hockey Gold Division.
So yeah, U13 Canadians sitting right over here. First off, guys, I just want to say how proud I am of all of you. Coming into the dressing room there at the start of the season, me and the coaches, we had a great coaching crew this year. Gave you guys our practice ideas and our plans, and you guys, I just want to say that you guys were great in the practicing part, and each and every one of you improved this year so much, and I'm not just saying that. You guys really did improve as individuals, but more importantly as a team. And right around Christmas, when we were in Digby Clare, you guys all started to buy into the team concept, and we launched from there. And I think after Christmas, you guys only lost 3 games out of 25. So it was a really good season. Really proud of how you guys came together and battled, and here we are. We get the city banner game on Sunday, so we're not done yet. So I'd also just like to take a chance to thank, in a second I'll thank the coaches, but we have Kelly at the back of the room. Kelly, I want to thank you very much for a great season. Job well done tonight. And a quick shout out to Sonia, Joanna, as well as Michelle for their work behind the scenes there as fantastic hockey moms keeping things running, so good job. Next up is our coaches. We had Chris Bralovich not able to be here. Darren Svensson, Kirk Hodnott, and Chris Marchand provided a great coaching crew for the kids this year, as well as Mark Yates. So we had a great season. Now we're going to get on to some awards here, guys. So first up, we'll go with our...
Come on up, guys.
Yeah. We'll let that be our Leafs family, so. I'll save us all some time. Our most sportsmanlike player wasn't able to be here tonight. Our most sportsmanlike player wasn't able to be here tonight, but just to say a quick couple things about him. This player always had a smile on their face, and there's that one player on each team that no matter how down the team is or how high the team is up in the air after a big win, this player is always there to support everyone, big smile on their face, even on the ice, in between whistles, checking on the goalie, checking on other players. So this player fitted to a T. Most sportsmanlike was Max Bralovich. Alright, so heart and hustle. I don't even have to look at the notes for this one. This is one of the hardest working hockey players I've ever had the chance to coach. You ask him to back check and he'll be in there like a missile. You ask him to beat the D to the puck in their own corner, get in there and create the pressure nice and early. And this guy's there waiting for everyone to catch up, never stops. Breslin Wilson. Okay, next up is MVP. This player, to a T, any team could have him as their most valuable. He's that one player that you know coming into every game is going to generate offense, probably score a goal or two for you that game, and someone who you can really build your offense around. And for us this year, Liam Duff. Most improved. This one's maybe a little bit unorthodox, but I thought it was extremely fitting, and so did the other coaches. You try and build your team. I usually say it's trying to look at a team, you want to build them from the goalie out. take care of your own end first. And this year, we had some good goaltending at the start, but by the end of the season, we had a wall and some amazing saves, and this player came a long way. Adiv, you're in this one, buddy. And our Peaks performer. Peaks performer this year for us, I feel this player embodies this award to a T. Always on time, always showing up, leading by example, leaving it on the ice, coming back to the bench just exhausted after every shift, but ready to go after a shot of water for the next. The improvement that this player had not only is in his skills this year, but in his confidence and how he became a very offensive potency for our team, even though he's a defenseman. This kid will rush the puck any chance he gets, but he always looks to head man it if the pass is there, and he back checks and knows how to get back in his own end and take care of business. So the biggest leader on the team this year that we had, and I'm honored to have coached him and to see him really grow this year, Dyton Svensson.
All right, let's hear it for the Canadians. Okay, up next we have the U13B Flyers.
All right, so this is the first time I've ever actually got to do this part of it. I've been coaching for several years, and I just want to say, this team has been a roller coaster right from day one. As we say in the locker room, we started from the bottom, now we're here. At the start of the season, we had a bunch of kids, first years, second years. Second years, some of them had played together, first year, some of them had played together. But I don't think any of the first and second years had ever commingled before. It was amazing to watch them grow, bond, and become champions. The team that have become the champions that we know today have learned how to work together and share their team spirit between each and every one of them. These kids are nothing short of amazing. I would like to thank also all the APs that have come up over the year to help us to get to where we were, right from Sebastian Camo, Jackson Patterson, Declan Pereira, Cole Powell, and probably the most memorable one for the championship game, Dyton Svensson. As for the rest, I I would like to take the time to thank everybody involved with this team behind the scenes. We had April Boutlier, our fundraising coordinator, Sheena Corbeil, our 50-50 coordinator, Jen Forrester, our safety rep, Krista Henman, our treasurer, and the backbone of the team, and the only manager I've ever met that is able to get ice on short notice, our team manager, Tricia Monroe. That leads me to the bench staff, as you see them behind me. I couldn't have asked for a better bench staff than what I got. Each one brought experiences and ideas that helped propel this team to the Day of Champions on Saturday. We have Mike Monroe, we have Steve Boullier, and Ryan Ranker. Being my first season as a head coach, I couldn't have done any of this without them. But without further ado, the awards.
Come on up, Dean.
All right, so first up is most sportsmanlike. This player, as a forward, I would never want to face. He may be small, but he plays like he's 10 feet tall. Cohen Boullier.
Started from the bottom, now we're here. Started from the bottom, now our whole team. Yeah, started from the bottom, now we're here. Started from the bottom, now our whole team here. Started from the bottom, now we're here. Started from the bottom, now.
Hard hustle. This is going to go to a player on our team that has been at the top of my list since day one. They are a fierce competitor and has been on and off the ice a leader to our team. Everybody loves her, Miss Violet Monroe. So that leads us to MVP. So this year, MVP, we would never be here without these guys. So instead of giving it to one player, we decided to give it to a position. So without these two individuals, we wouldn't even have gotten to where we were at the start of the season, let alone the end of the season. So our MVPs are our goalies. Logan and Simon. So that brings us to most improved. So this year, I had the opportunity to watch this kid all the time. He started very slowly, very timid. He wasn't very sure that he belonged in and on this team. However, I can honestly say, he hit his winter arc and decided to come up and start scoring goals like no other. So the most improved player on our team is Camden Common. All right, before I announce this last award, we just got a phone call in. My team manager decided to let me know that I forgot to thank one person. This person is a driving force in our locker room after the game and before. She has been at every game except for one. Unfortunately, she got in a car accident on the way to the hockey rink. But one of our defensemen's little sister, Emmy, is watching from home. And thank you, Emmy, for being there every game. All right. So, Peaks Performer. This award to me is worth everything. This is the bread and butter of Sackville Minor. So, this award couldn't go to a better kid on my team. He's been there since day one as a teammate. He has led this team with his attitude, with his play on and off the ice. He's always a friend, but also a fierce competitor. So this one is going to go to Hayden Kyle. Thank you, everyone. All right, let's hear it for the U13B Flyers. We'd just like to acknowledge our sponsors, Raymar Homes, Domino's, Joe Howe Atlantic Superstore, and Beaverbank Kingsack Community Center. All right, up next we have the U13A Flyers, coaches.
Armis. All right. Oh, Jesus. Sorry. No, I don't. All right. So I can talk loud enough. Can you hear me on there?
We're good.
All right. So, U13A, you guys had a rough start to the season. A bunch of misfits coming together, working as a team, and ended up being civic winners, right, for the Sedgman tournament. So great job there. Yeah, we worked our way from the bottom up. Beginning of the season, like I said, was rough. We ended up 4th in the season. Number 1 provincial qualifier. Unfortunately, provincial qualifying we lost in the semis.
which was rough. But we ended the season with the Civic, winning the Civic in San Maternity. So great job to you guys. Give yourselves a... All right, we already did our team party, but I thank all these guys. Without them and Christine and everybody else that volunteered for this team, this wouldn't have happened. So, anyways, that's it. That's all I got. Now we're gonna go into the order of presentation. Focus. Most sportsman-like player, if you ever coached this kid, you kind of wish he would use his body a lot more. Very big kid, very passionate, but also very docile at the same time. So, all right, heart and hustle. Anybody who knows this kid has to think, how come he doesn't have 100 concussions? The kid gets knocked around like it's going out of style, gets back up, keeps going. Make you guys skate. Most valuable player for U13A. This kid from the start has been a leader in this team and ended it with the game-winning goal in the segment tournament in shootout. So congratulations on your hair. This kid coming out of tryouts, second year kid, worked really hard, but he ended up being our defensive penalty kill specialist. There's no way that you could get the puck from him on the penalty kill down in their zone. Blake Thomas. Performer, player brings inspired work ethic and team focus to their play. I don't have to say much about him.
All right, let's hear it for U13A Flyers. Great job, great job. Okay, last but certainly not least, we have the U13C Sackville Bruins. Coaches, come on up.
I don't need it.
Quiet!
First and foremost, thank you to the committee association for this awards banquet. It's very special for all the players to come out here and be recognized by their peers. Thank you to all the volunteers, and thank you to my staff, my coaching staff, Morgan, my wife Dee, best managers I could have ever hoped for. My coaching staff, Kevin Copley, Chris Brooks, and Brian Philpott. Unfortunately, he couldn't be here tonight. As a first-year head coach, these guys made my job so much easier. It was one hell of a year. We didn't get the greatest start, but we had one hell of a finish. Unfortunately, we come up just short against the Shabakto team for that coveted banner that we so richly deserved. Bruins, we had one heck of a year, and I couldn't be more proud of the kids that you've become. And without further ado, let's do.
Watch your step there, guys. Watch your step with the boards.
Most sportsmanship. Quiet. Most sportsmanship. This player, he has had incredible improvement all year. He's a quiet player on and off the ice, but he's always there with a smile. Most sportsman, Kenzie Colville. Heart and hustle. This player has invested so much in himself in this team, so much of himself in this team, and pushed himself every time he touches the ice, whether it's at practice or a game. Bruins heart and hustle, Alex Rivers. MVP. We asked a lot of this player all season, and he delivered. If it was a timely rush and goal, or a fierce back check to break up a play. This year's MVP, Amari Berthred. This one was probably the most difficult one to choose for our team. We had so many improvements out of all of our kids. And the voting from the coaching staff really reflected this. This year's most improved, Anthony Laversford. And now for our Peaks performer. There's a lot that can be said about this player. You will not find a harder worker on or off the ice. He is passionate. He's always apologizing for mistakes that he might make, even when it's not his own. And he will always ask where he can improve. Gives me great honor to present Charlie Copeland.
All right, let's hear it for the Sackville Bruins. Okay, folks, thanks everybody for being here. Thank you for your attention. Thank you, Rob. Thank you, Banquet Committee, for putting this all together. Thanks to all the volunteers, all the coaches, all the people that make things, everything happen every single day. You got it, buddy. Your $10 is coming too. And just one last thing, Flyers, before we go. Just remember that next year's hockey season starts tomorrow. Flyers on 2, 1, 2. All right, thanks very much, everybody. Have a great evening.